Hey everybody, welcome to what is going to be episode 21, I believe, of my little Dark Souls 2 series. I decided to start in Majula this time around, just because we have a bunch of souls. We of course want to upgrade all our stuff again, and I think we're going to start with the Sublime Bonus that we picked up somewhere along the line. Don't quite remember where, but what it does is of course once again upgrade our Estus. We can now heal more using one Estus, so that's pretty good. It's up at +4 right now. I believe it might not really advance much more. Maybe +5 is where it goes, but I really just couldn't tell you at this stage at the very least. So before we of course head back to the Undead Crypt and take care of all of that, probably going to be a good decision to level us up a little bit more, put some stuff into stuff, and then see how it affects all of what we're doing right here. So this is actually going to be quite interesting because I want to get up to 40 faith pretty soon. Not yet, but pretty damn soon. So I don't know if I'm actually going to invest all of that into faith right now. Maybe I am, and then I can only do one more level, which probably the smartest idea would be putting that into endurance, I would imagine. So let's just maybe go with this for now. It's not the smartest distribution, at least not looking at what we are going to do in this episode, but it's kind of an investment for the future once again. And now we're very close to actually also finishing our little trip to Majula. What I want to do first though is actually use some souls just to then also maybe upgrade our armor a little bit more and maybe upgrade our shield. We haven't done any of that stuff yet. I've certainly upgraded my sword, but nothing else, and that is actually not usually what you want to be doing, so let me try to take care of that right now. Anyway, what do we have here? Reinforced weapon / armor. Totally what I want to be doing. So let's maybe take a look at our shield first. I guess also leveling up my protective chime would be a very awesome idea as well. I don't know if I ever talked about it too much, but as you can see, we are actually using a different chime. I switched that out in like a, I don't know exactly. I don't quite remember when I switched it out. Must have been in between episodes though. But yeah, let's just upgrade this a little bit, and then maybe also our shield to some extent, just because of course that's going to help out in the long run very, very much. Apparently that is also using Twinkling Titanite, so actually not too upset about that, just because there's nothing else we really need Twinkling Titanite for, of course, other than our armor, which I'm also going to invest a little bit of time and effort into. So with all of that out of the way, I swallowed way too many souls, I do realize that, but maybe we can now pop another level and then properly kick this one off. So let's finish all the maintenance that we decided to do here at the beginning by maybe... it's so hard. I'm always so torn whenever I talk to her. God damn it. I really don't know. Vitality certainly would be a good idea, right? Maybe. Not really though. See, I really just don't know. Let's maybe go with all of this for now. Looks good to me. And now, of course, teleport to the Undead Crypt and then take care of all of that. Do plan on finishing the entirety of it today. Also, something we should certainly point out right now, as you can see, there's now weird question mark fields that opened up, I believe after talking to Nishandra. Talking to her is, I believe, what triggers all of this. So you can now see the remaining areas of Dark Souls 2. And that is, once again, another thing that I really just do not like whatsoever. I really don't like how they do that. Like, why ruin all the mystery, like, surrounding the rest of the game, right? Because, I mean, at this stage, you don't know what's left to do. You don't know how much longer this game is. It seems like we're pretty far, right? I mean, we're about to go talk to Vendrick. I mean, at least supposedly, right? And don't then go ahead and tell me that, oh yeah, there's only like 3 areas left. Which I don't know why. I don't know. I really just Tell me how you guys feel about that, because I do not feel all that great about that. I can already go ahead and tell you that. I don't understand that whole decision. Not by any stretch. So anyway, Undead Crypt is certainly what we're doing this time around. This weird torch-wielding dude, he just sneaks around. He thinks he's in like Splinter Cell or something like that. We are just gonna avoid him. Do not trigger him. Instead, be very careful about everything ever. Okay? There we go. Now, there's going to be a lot of sorcerers around. The reason why we don't want to fuck with that torch-wielding dude is because in this area you actually are encouraged to not light anything up, despite it of course being pretty dark and being a pretty nasty place. They do encourage you to not light it up, and I don't exactly know if keeping him around for long or just too long is going to mess with you, but I'd rather avoid that because of this actually. Human do not produce light. Alright. So, there's another dude right here. I believe if he chases you all the way here, you have already fucked all of this up. So, as I was saying, be careful when it comes to that torch-wielding dude. And the room that I just traversed like an asshole, just go ahead and traverse it like an asshole, because that room is a bigger asshole. You just don't wanna. I've never really bothered with that. I mean, maybe the first time around, but every other run since, just nah, just run through. Anyway, these are some pretty cool dudes here. They're basically the keepers of the Undead Crypt. They make sure that everything is working out as intended, that the dead are not disturbed, that light is not around in the Undead Crypt. So they very much point out to you that you should not mess with that. Don't mess with the light, motherfucker, is basically what they're saying. And they're called finitos. So, once again, Nito being part of their name, very similar to the Milfanito that we encountered last time in the astonishing Shrine of Amana. I didn't even really point that out, but I mean, then again, that probably goes without saying that that is one of the prettiest areas in the game, but also one of the toughest ones, unfortunately. So anyway, yeah, he kind of figures that we're here for Vendrick. I mean, what else would we be doing here? Not being dead and all that stuff. So yeah.
Perhaps he's not in the mood for company.
Let's finish all of his dialogue. We do want to completely exhaust his dialogue, just because, of course, that is then going to also unlock him a little bit later for us to summon, which is something we probably want to be doing. So let's try to pay attention to finishing all of this dialogue right here, and only then move on. So yeah, basically, I don't know, to maybe once again reiterate how this whole light thing works. If you bring light to this place, all of these guys are going to start attacking you. And of course, I mean, you'd rather avoid that, right? In a game where stuff can kill you this easily, just much rather go ahead and avoid all of that. So let's see. What does he sell? I believe he sells some pretty neat stuff. There's some like dark arrows and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever used them though. Ring of Thorns +1 actually. We should already have the standard Ring of Thorns. Usually that's, I believe, what... No, wait. It's not even what the Pursuer gives you. That's the other ring, right? The weird physical damage increase ring. I don't even know. There's a Thorns +1 for you though, so... Pretty cool ring right there.
Some were rich, others poor, some wise, some dull, but now they're all just dead. In the past, humans were one with the dark. The former King of Light, he...
Alright, we already heard that. But yeah, former King of Light, huh. I don't know. Thinking that's Gwyn, you guys. But yeah, there will constantly be connections to the first Dark Souls, very similar to what happened just now. But alright, Undead Crypt is what we're doing, so let's fucking do it. there's gonna be more of these knights. Of course, these are basically Vendrick's knights, at least that's how I would describe them. So, let's not fall down and die. Okay, thank you so much. We didn't die once at the Shrine of Amana. Undead Crypt died to what is probably just the worst enemy in this area. Maybe not. That's me exaggerating a little bit. But anyway, still fucking no need to die there. That was really stupid of me, positioning myself like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I guess. We're gonna run back, though, and then try all of that again. Now, our ring broke, and we might not have another one like that, right? Right. Okay, that's not too bad, though, because, I mean, in the end, I did say that I never really used them all that much. So let's show off that I can very much do it without using all of that. So what do we want to use then? Maybe a Ring of Binding. We also picked up a Ring of Life +2, or Life Ring, whatever you want to call it, I guess. So let's maybe equip that for a little bit here. I mean, in the end, that might actually help us out even more than the Ring of Binding would at this stage. So that's the torch motherfucker yet again. I couldn't quite exactly tell you how this works, but I do remember either someone saying that he can fuck you up, or reading about it that he can very much fuck you up. Also, he's just very oddly located there. I mean, he just looks like he would screw you over, right? The way he sneaks around like basically nobody else does in the game, and how he has the torch, and just frickin' 5 seconds after they tell you that no light please. So I don't know. I'd rather avoid him. I don't think I've ever fought him either. Really just very confused about all of that. So let's now kill all those guys again. Head back here. I mean, luckily, I know human. I freaking know. Yeah, luckily we won't have to talk to him again. Instead, we can now immediately move on to this whole fight against one of those Cyan Knight motherfuckers. So, this time around, let's be smarter about it. Let's not immediately fall down like an idiot. Instead, kill the dude. Or just fall down right here. That's actually not too bad. That's also something I totally would have been okay with. Just like 2 minutes ago or something like that, because going down here is actually very much advised. I like to hop down here as well. Also would have done it by myself. So let's now pick up these souls and whatever was contained within that drop there, and then climb up the ladder, jump down, climb up. It's easy to get turned around here, but then again, it's also not too big of an area either. So for the most part, pretty easy area to traverse. This can't be a mimic, right? Okay, totally isn't. Is it a trap, though? I don't trust you, Dark Souls. But okay, it totally wasn't. A crushed eye orb, though. This might actually be something that, yeah, might seem like familiar to some of you guys. Once again, people that have played Dark Souls 2 before. Let's maybe go ahead and take a look at it. Where would I find that? Probably just in the standard... oh, it's actually right here. Okay. So, crushed eye orb with an unfocused gaze. Crushed eye... blah, blah, blah. So basically, as the little description down at the bottom is saying, invade world of a traitor. So, anybody thinking Lautrec right now? Because I'm fucking thinking Lautrec right now. Are we just gonna hop? I think we're just gonna hop down, actually. Yeah, that was totally fine. Okay, but let's be careful about all of these motherfuckers now, because... I mean, there's no reason for them to kill me, right? I mean, they're pretty easy. I've stated that time and time again, but apparently they can knock you down very easily, so I want to be a little bit more careful about them now. There should probably be another spot to drop down, right? That might only be a little bit later, though. So for now, yeah, this is actually going to be a shortcut right here, this weird wall. Totally gonna be one. But yeah, as I was saying, for now we're just gonna head through this way, go the standard way, and then try to get to some new bonfires, try to not die to evil enemies, very much like these guys right here that spawn out of these weird statue thingies, weird shrine statue thingies, I guess. And basic gimmick about all of that, by the way, is that you need to destroy the statue, otherwise they can actually respawn. So destroy that shit and continue living, essentially. So what do we have here? Another... Oh, actually not just another one of those guys. I don't know if we've ever encountered one. Maybe those were the ones in that room that I like to just run through. That might very easily be the case. So she poisoned us, which of course sucks. But also, I really just don't want to jump down like this right now. I'm going to open this chest. Just because I can, just because she can't really get up to me right here. Also going to pop another life gem. And pick up some stuff. Dried fingers, of course, you will probably remember what that is. Bonfire aesthetic. Talked about it quite a bit in this playthrough. So yeah, that's just very familiar items right there. Now, this room is actually filled with these statues and also graves, like little tombstone-y things that will spawn these like minor enemies, very much like the one that I just killed. But okay, there should be a bonfire very much up ahead. It's actually right there, and yeah, that then takes care of that, I guess. So I will go there. I will light it. And I will probably not rest at it, but just keep that there. It's good to have the option of warping there whenever we want to. It's once again going to act as another little checkpoint for us. And now what we want to do is try to deal with that weird sorceress that we pushed down onto the... onto the other side of this wall right here. So there's going to be a sorceress now, right over there. Okay, let's take care of her very quickly, though. Yeah, she might actually be an enemy that you also have to fight in that section that I just ran through. She might be the one casting, or at least her kind was casting, stuff like that. So there's another statue right there. Probably will go ahead and try to destroy that. These guys actually suck a great deal as well. They take, they don't take a lot of damage. They inflict it, though. They very much do. Bracing Knuckle Ring might be against petrification, or I'm confusing it with something. So let's maybe once again go ahead and check what that's all about. Oh, it's actually equipment degradation. The Ash Knuckle Ring is what is useful against petrification. Okay. That's basically all there's to this area, though. Just some graves, some weird statues, and enemies spawning all around you. Not the most difficult enemies, though. Probably that sorceress is what you should just worry about the most. So anyway, now we have once again the Nameless Usurper. I did say that she's going to make a return. We already fought her in the Drangleic Castle. Now she's back, and she's mad as all hell. And actually my katana is at risk, which sucks so much. We need to repair that as soon as possible. I hope it's not going to break for me. That would just incredibly F me over here. I would not ever be happy again. So maybe, why don't we use some lightning spears? It's probably a very dangerous thing to be doing here. Or the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. So thank you for that one. Now we absolutely need to repair that katana, because if it breaks, actually, I don't know if I've ever stated this, but if it breaks, what you have to do is, of course, repair it, and you can't do that yourself at a bonfire like you maybe would have in the first Dark Souls. Nope, you have to take that fucker to a blacksmith. So of course I would have to teleport back to Bajula, and blah and blah, and everything's just effed up at that point. So there should be, yeah, right here, of course, right where the message is at. I probably could have figured that out on my own. And now we will actually also be encountering a new enemy type, these weird wall ghost guys that nobody ever really enjoys. I mean, there's also no reason to like fucking enjoy those guys. They're miserable. But there's also a chest contained within. Let's open that up and then advance. Oh, it's actually the somewhat automated crossbow. Might also be something that's already in Dark Souls 1, but since I'm never really using crossbows too much, like, if I'm using a long-range weapon, probably a bow. So I don't really know crossbows in the Dark Souls universe. Don't really know what that's all about. Don't know what the best one is. That might be a pretty good one, but just let me tell you, I couldn't tell you. Anyway, there's gonna be more wall ghosts like that, so that's the reason why I'm checking out all of these walls right here, just because I don't want any of them backstabbing me. There's probably the last one right here. And then a wall? What is up with that? Well, it's not a wall. It's guys wielding two shields simultaneously. So, I believe there's actually a decent amount of strategies for all of this. There's probably guys that would just run through. I've already seen that be done. Oh god. Okay, let's run then. So yeah, that is totally a viable strategy. I've never done it though, so I'm not comfortable with that whatsoever. Instead, I like to do it this way. Just lure him all the way back here. They should follow. They should. But apparently they just decided to not move ever again. Just kidding. They're actually going to kill me right now. No, not quite. But yeah, I like to lure him back here. And I've never really used Lightning Spear against them. And that's just because I've never really used Lightning Spear before. But luring him back here into this open area should allow you to take care of them much, much more easily. So anyway, whew, have dealt with all of that. Now there should be a hole, yes, very much, right here. Death ahead, therefore something I don't really care too much because, right, because there's actually a really easy way out of that. There's a really easy way out of all of this. You just have to run into one very specific direction. I forget which direction it is though, so let's maybe just try to have it be this one. And it totally is. Okay, that is awesome then. That's also how I very much like to take care of that. Just run for it. I believe the first time through there must have been like a message at the top of all of that saying something along the lines of run to the left. And that's what I did, and that's what saved my life. And has saved it since. So, is something following me? It almost sounded like that would be the case, but okay. Apparently not. Apparently this is not a mimic. It's just a standard frickin' chest. And this is also where the boss is going to be, by the way. But, do I really just want to? I might not want to go there immediately. I might want to explore all of this a little bit first. So now, shit's been aggroed. I don't want to do all of this. Nope, don't really want to. Nope. I didn't know there would be like freaking 15 of those weird statue people in there. So, you know what? You know who's skipping all of that? I am. And hopefully nobody's too mad about it. Probably will just take you right there, right? Or maybe that's me being stupid and there's just a ladder on the other side of this wall. I don't quite remember. There's a little bit more to this area than I usually just get involved with. Because just having that bonfire right there and also the shortcut very much right here, yeah, allows you to not have to deal with any of that crap. Instead, you can immediately enter this hall, taking you to the next boss, and that's of course what we want to be doing at this stage. So, very important thing to note here. This guy will ring the bell unless you kill him, unless you dispose of him. Because, yeah, I don't know. If he rings it, a lot of enemies are gonna spawn. There's like red phantoms, I believe. I've never had it happen too often. Maybe once. But usually it's pretty easy for you to kill that guy. You can also hit the bell yourself and ring it that way. So certainly be careful about all of that. But just make him attack you first and only then move on. Probably is then going to help you out a great deal. So anyway, now more of these knights. They are the easiest to backstab, so that is going to be my strategy from now on. There's like fucking, I don't know, maybe 6 of them, maybe 8. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actually. Okay, I was I was close with both of those, but not quite there. So yeah, they're just gonna always do these very, very slow attacks, allowing you to easily backstab them. So that's one strategy that I like to apply right here. Just lure him out, then backstab him, and be happy about everything. So, we can't afford to die. I can already tell you that. The reason for that is a little guy, a summon that we can get, a phantom that we can summon, I guess I should say, and that is very much the guy we were talking to in the beginning, the weird Ag. What's his name even? I always forget what his name is. It's like Agdane or something like that. The weird, don't turn the light on, man. This is actually just an online guy right here. Okay, good to know that we have him as an option as well, though. So, I don't care about 2 of you attacking me at the same time, because backstab, that's, oh, well, a little anticlimactic, we'll admit that. No question about it, unfortunately, but maybe, just maybe, I'm now gonna get my backstab, bitches. Yeah, they're so easy to backstab, just because they're slow, they do long combos, they're pretty dumb. I mean, they're like Royal Guard, essentially, right? That's basically the knights that Vendrick is using to protect his little retreat, his holiday retreat, or whatever you want to call this. Undead Crypt. Come on, dude. Oh, really? I don't appreciate that. You know what's gonna happen? Frickin' open torso. That's exactly what's gonna happen right here. 2 more guys left. So, this is not difficult. It's just frickin' annoying as all hell. Because if you die to the boss that's beyond, of course, this fog gate right in front of us, you will have to do it all over again. So, I will try my best to not die to him. I can promise you that. I mean, just the fact that I'm gonna try very hard. I can't promise you that I'm not gonna die to them. Because, oh shit, alright. Hello, mister. Almost died right there. That also would have caused some repetition, unfortunately. But okay. These 2 last guys are the most annoying ones, because they actually leash quite a bit to this whole fog gate. They will not really chase you all that much. You will not be able to separate them as much as all the other ones. So here you have to be especially careful. I am very happy that I got the backstab there, but at the same time, he still hit me, which is kind of weird. So let's do it again. Not have him hit me though. And he's still alive too. So let's just wait for him to get up, then kill him. But yeah, see, like, he doesn't attack you then. He's like, oh no, that's 1 meter too far. And I am actually using the metric system, because I am, oh god, let's maybe not start all of this right now. Metric system is pretty cool in my opinion, though. Anyway, this is going to be the guy. Agdane is totally what his name is. Grave Warden is his profession, and we're probably gonna summon him right about now. So let's think about this before we do it, though. The boss is up ahead. You all know that. The summon is right here. There's no other summon. I probably would have also summoned an online guy if there there had been one, but okay. I guess the one guy left that we encountered earlier. Let's now just summon Agdane and then move on. Because, yeah. This is basically now going to be the end of what I'd call the mid-game of Dark Souls 2. The beginning part, or like the early game, let's just maybe keep using that terminology. Beginning part, or once again, early game of Dark Souls 2 is finding the Great Souls, right? Then the mid game of Dark Souls 2 is Drangleic Castle, Shrine of Amana, Undead Crypt, in my opinion, and then very soon here we're going to enter the late game. Maybe, I don't know, the borders between all of these are not as clear as they are in Dark Souls 1, but I don't know. So far in my head it's been very much like that. So yeah, should we do it? Should we not be scared about all of this and almost pee our pants? Yeah, let's maybe not do that for once and enter the next boss fight. Vendrick's little friend and helper, oh yeah, totally. The guy that I don't quite know how to pronounce. I didn't really think about that up until now. But yeah, I actually don't really quite know how to pronounce this guy. Let's maybe wait for his name to pop up and then give it my best shot. So anyway, it's a big dude. He has a big mace or whatever you want to call that, and he's Valstat, the royal. See, and now here's the part that I'm not exactly sure about. It's either Aegis or is it Aegis? I don't know. Could very much be either one in my opinion, and I could also very easily die right here. Let's be more careful about all of this right now. So what we want to do first is heal up. Is go heal up and have Agdane worry about this guy for now. He's not too bad, at least not yet. He's another one of those guys that gets a pretty significant upgrade once he's half down. For now though, probably going to be relatively easy to avoid his attacks, and also damage will certainly be inflicted just because he's not all that strong. He really isn't at this stage, once again. This will change pretty soon. Still, with all of his attacks taking off so much stamina, be careful about it. Try to block all he's got and manage stamina like crazy. Okay, let's do some betting right here. I would assume that Agdane is gonna die and make this whole fight like maybe 1,000 times more difficult for me. Right, and now he's of course gotten his upgrade. He's now dealing more damage, he's more aggressive I believe, and also takes less damage from your attacks. So, fuck, that was actually really lucky just then. Maybe it's gonna be a good idea to use some lightning spears. Actually, freaking best idea I've ever had in my life. That's now 2 times in one episode. But okay. If we keep using this, we might be able to just kill him very easily like that. Of course, that being said, once Agdane is done, all of that is gonna change really quickly right here. Because then we won't have a distraction. All that's gonna happen is him being the biggest asshole ever. Okay, that is apparently not an upgrade like I was expecting. Okay. This is where the mistakes happen, right? When he's so low on health. I'm probably not gonna be able to heal up. That's what I was about to say right there. So instead, let's try to make it happen with what we got right here. Maybe the lightning spear. You've got to be fucking kidding me, you freaking asshole. Let's not get hit by the dark magic either. Maybe drink an Estus while he's worrying about that. Pretty good. Pretty damn freaking good, because you are gonna die, motherfucker. Goodbye, Valstad. Goodbye, Royal thing I can't pronounce. And now, my friends, what can I say? Say hello to King Vendrick. That's the guy right here. That's King Vendrick. So, yeah, he's all hollowed up. He's not healthy by any stretch of the imagination. At least not anymore. His prime certainly is over, and he's now roaming around here in this last section of the Undead Crypt. All his clothes are right here. We can now pick up the King's Ring, basically the item that we came here for. I mean, we initially actually came for Vendrick himself, right? But he's nothing we need to worry about anymore, it seems. He's just this hollow shell of a former king, and not of any use to us anymore. I mean, there's totally a chance for you to fight him. You can fight this guy, I should certainly note that. But it's not worth it right now. There is something you can do, a little gimmick connected to this fight, that allows you to make this fight a little bit easier on yourself. So for now, what we want to do is talk to her right here again.
This ring is the
The
symbol of
Emerald Herald.
Use it to gain passage through the King's Gate and venture to the far east. Bearer of the curse, if you are to be the next monarch, then one day you will walk those grounds without really knowing why.
Alright, apparently that's also what she's going to say. So let's maybe take a look at what is happening right here, okay? So we went to the castle, Dranglike Castle, to find Vendrick. Didn't find him. Talked to Nishandra, queen, which supposedly isn't as nice as you'd expect. Apparently there's something dark about her. Apparently she's pretty evil, at least somewhere inside. And she told us to now chase Vendrick. Keep on going, try to find him in the Undead Crypt. We traversed the Shrine of Amana, an area where this weird hive mind thing called Milfanito resides, singing so that nothing dark can get through. Nothing evil is going to have a lot of power in the Shrine of Amana and not reach the Undead Crypt, which we are now in, where we find King Vendrick all hollowed up, protecting what seems to be his last precious thing, the King's Ring. And that is what we now retrieved. So, just to very quickly illustrate what we've been doing here. I believe I read some comment online. Somebody said that he was so upset with how Vendrick looked. He was very disappointed with what From Software did here. Reducing Vendrick, this big important figure, to a mere hollow. But I really like that, because this is not what I was expecting whatsoever. Especially since I've played Dark Souls 1, my expectation was, of course, another Gwyn, or another King Allant, because I also played Demon Souls. But that's totally not what they're going for right here. Instead, he's fucking lost his mind. He's now just a hollow. He's also been inflicted by the curse, right? Just like us, he's been a victim of the curse. So anyway, let's now return to the last bonfire. We've done everything there is to do in the Undead Crypt. I mean, maybe not. There's probably still some side areas to this. There's also like another little contraption that you can light. You can light the entire thing up, I believe. It also looks real pretty. But I'm not too sure if the Grave Wardens are gonna like really have anything against that. Might very easily be, maybe not though. So maybe try that out on your own, or just don't. If you worry about your life, just don't. And yeah, this is probably going to be the episode then. So we found King Vendrick, not quite like we expected though, and picked up the King's Ring, supposedly, at least according to the Emerald Herald, the symbol of the king. And that is a phrase that we've heard before, right? We've seen a door in the Forest of the Fallen Giants saying you need the symbol of the king. And then there's also been a door in the Dranglake Castle itself saying the exact same thing. And then there's also another one that I don't think I ever showed you guys in the Shaded Woods. Another door like that saying the exact same thing. So there's 3 opportunities for now to use this. And that is exactly what we are going to explore in the upcoming episodes. Probably going to start with the Shaded Woods one and then take it from there. So I hope you enjoyed this episode very much, you guys. Did die, and that was probably one of the worst deaths in this playthrough so far. But then again, there's still a little bit of gameplay and a little bit of Dark Souls 2 left, so there's still a lot of opportunities for us to die in even worse ways. So anyway, as I was saying, hopefully you enjoyed this. I will be back with more Dark Souls 2 next episode. So yeah, I'll see you then, guys. Have a good one, and goodbye.